I'm Christopher Zweig, and this week on CJ at the Movies, I review Sam Rockwell and Saoirse Ronan in the whodunit comedy See How They Run, John Hamm in the investigative journalist comedy Confess Fletch, Florence Pugh and Harry Styles in Olivia Wilde's second directorial feature Don't Worry Darling, Ana de Armas as Marilyn Monroe in Blonde, and Josh Duhamel in the crime drama Bandit. Let's take a look. Our first movie is See How They Run, an Agatha Christie parody that has a deadpan sense of humor and some likable stars, even if it doesn't exceed the brilliance of Knives Out. Sam Rockwell plays a drunken detective and Saoirse Ronan is a rookie constable, both of whom are on the case of a murder that took place during the staging of one of Agatha Christie's plays, The Mousetrap.
How much longer do you intend to hold us all hostage?
Or is that the idea? Gather all the suspects and interrogate each of us in turn until the mystery's solved?
Marvin Cockernor's overrated playwright.
Celebrated playwright?
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I can't read my own handwriting.
See How They Run has its tone and humor, which are both dry and interesting at the same time. It's a parody that knows and loves Agatha Christie, or anything inspired by her work. I guess it wants to be a game of cat and mouse, pun intended. I like these whodunits for their mysteries and puzzles, and for how the actors seem to be enjoying themselves. It's not perfect in terms of its story, but for what it is, it had me going. So check it out. Next up, we have Confess Fletch, the new film version of the Gregory MacDonald story, with John Hamm now portraying the title character. He's a freelance journalist dealing with two cases, one involving the kidnapping of his lover's father and some stolen paintings, and the other in which he comes across a murder, which is why he's labeled a suspect.
Kill this young woman.
I think the victim interrupted an art theft.
Your fingerprints are on the murder weapon, and someone matching your description was seen with the victim. Come back with me to police headquarters.
I get it. You want my help? Okay.
Hey guys, this is the way we can call in a coffee order. I'd kill for a macchiato. Not literally.
As with the 1985 Fletch with Chevy Chase, this Fletch handles the crime capers his own ways, and they can be funny and charming depending on how he thrives on the situations.
Did you murder that girl?
Okay. Oh, no, I didn't. Did you?
What is this? Woodburn and Bernstein?
Almost.
Confess Fletch comes in second place with the Chevy Chase hit being the better film because while it doesn't have the ingenious story or 80s music that made it a hit, it still works because of how Hamm carries the film with his charms and goofy style. With supporting work from the likes of his old Mad Men co-star John Slattery, Marcia Harden, and Kyle MacLachlan, there's enough energy and laughs to keep us involved. So check it out. Our next movie is Don't Worry Darling, Olivia Wilde's follow-up to her directorial debut of the brilliant teen comedy Booksmart. Unfortunately, it's a real disappointment that looks great and lacks focus. What works is the production design of a 1950s town, which looks like a model town for a nuclear test since this is during the Cold War, and also for Florence Pugh's performance as a housewife named Alice Chambers, who eventually finds out that there's something seriously wrong with her lifestyle.
What do you think they're really doing out there?
What do you mean?
The one thing they ask of us is to stay here, where it's safe.
And that, of course, is Olivia Wilde as Alice's best friend. Chris Pine makes the better villain as the boss behind a secret project than Harry Styles does as Alice's husband who works for Pine and can't tell his wife about what he really does for him. The cast also features Nick Kroll, Gemma Chen, and Kiki Lane, but they've all been so good in so many better movies. Don't Worry Darling is more inspired by The Stepford Wives, The Truman Show, Get Out, and even The Matrix if you look close enough. I'm sure people are going to see this because it's an A-list project, but Wilde's Booksmart was proof that she can push herself to new limits. This one doesn't and has us waiting for the big payoff, which isn't all that exhilarating. This is a missed opportunity that makes you want to gaze at it. Even more depressing than Don't Worry Darling is Blonde, which feels more like a hate letter to Marilyn Monroe, even though Ana de Armas gives an exceptional performance as the actress. This movie, written and directed by Andrew Dominic, is filmed in black and white and in color, but it feels depressing as it takes advantage of the NC-17 rating by showing us scenes of sexual abuse, abortions, and miscarriages and so forth.
I can't face doing another scene with Marilyn Monroe.
When we see her getting raped, it's sickening, and throughout this movie, the actress, whose real name is Norma Jean, is struggling to reunite with the father she never met, and believe me, she starts acting like he's in the room by calling various men daddy.
Marilyn Monroe only exists on the screen.
To really love Marilyn Monroe is to go back to her classic films like Some Like It Hot and The 7-Year Itch. Blonde runs for nearly 3 hours, so it feels more like a 7-hour itch. Despite the leading lady and images, this is a depressing biopic that's often loud and disturbing. Do yourself a favor, go back in time and see the classics, and skip this. And our last movie is Bandit, which stars Josh Duhamel in the true story of a thief who escaped from a minimum security prison in Michigan and crossed the border of Canada and robbed multiple banks and jewelry stores. He's able to pull off the heist with a number of disguises and people as he's able to escape in the crowd.
Mrs. Claus.
The movie also stars Alicia Cuthbert as his fiancée and Mel Gibson as the gangster, both of whom are impressed with his skills. These segments go on a little long, even though their acting is good.
I may only have an 8th grade education, but I got a doctor's thesis in street.
I want some capital for an out-of-town job, and I hear that you are the guy that I'm supposed to talk to.
I'm in.
2 partners in ride.
Bandit is a better movie than its poster would suggest because it uses such a likable lead like Josh Duhamel and allows him to adapt to the role of the real-life criminal. In fact, he's able to carry the movie with a certain amount of charm and levity. I wasn't too thrilled with the wife and gangster sides of the story, but I was entertained with how the movie presents this thief. Hell or high water it's not, but fun it is. Okay, to recap the new movies I reviewed this week, thumbs up for See How They Run, thumbs up for Confess Fletch, thumbs down for Don't Worry Darling, thumbs down for Blonde, and thumbs up for Bandit. Well, those are the movies I'm reviewing this week. I'm Christopher Zweig. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the movies. For more amazing content, please like and subscribe to my channels, and please read my reviews at cjatthemovies.com and download the new HD Radio app.